What's going on, everybody? Byrdman here with the Spore Warden class overview. You can actually check out this skill tree over on the Tiny Tina Wonderlands website, or watch the rest of this video to get a builder's perspective on the skill tree. Now, Spore Wardens are gun and companion specialists. They can significantly boost the abilities of their companions and allies while laying down withering firepower and slowing advancing enemies with frost tornadoes. Speed and distance are Spore Warden's best friends. Now, his other best friend is his tiny mushroom companion. That's his class feat. The class feat is specific to just the Spore Warden, but if you do multi-classing later in the end game, you're able to get this on any character as well. Now, the Fate Maker is accompanied by a mushroom companion that targets nearby enemies and deals poison damage. Poison damage, if you're a Borderlands fan, is just corrosive. Picking an enemy will cause your mushroom companion to lunge towards them. Any increase the Fate Maker's damage will also apply to the companion. So essentially, you got a fun little dude that's going to run around doing corrosive damage to enemies. Looking at our action skills, we have the Barrage. The Fate Maker summons an Eternal Bow, firing 7 arrows that deal ability damage on impact. Arrows ricochet twice between nearby enemies. Barrage has multiple charges. Increases to gun damage also apply to the Barrage. So this is actually really cool. We have multiple different ways to boost this from ability damage and gun damage as well. So very exciting to see this. And then the one ability that kind of made my head scratch a little bit, Blizzard. The Fate Maker creates 3 Frost Cyclones for a duration that seek out nearby enemies, dealing frost ability damage over time. I don't know why this Spore Warden, the like nature guy that's like in the shadows, has frost tornadoes. You think that would be something for like, you know, the Berserker, the frost character. Very questioning of this choice, but we'll see later down the line. Passive skills read, so that's going to be the main skill tree itself, going from left from right on tier 1. Bounty of the Hunt, kill skill, action skill, cooldown raise increased for a brief duration. We really like that. Kindred Heart, companion health is increased, companion damage is increased. So I definitely think this will be great for multi-classing if you're going to something like Graveborn as well, where you're trying to boost your other companions in that as well. So this will be pretty neat. And then finally, Eagle Eye, gun damage is increased, gun handling is increased. So remember, gun damage increases are applicable to that Eternal Bow as well. So having this probably maxed out from the get-go will make your bow be absolutely cracked. Probably, I'm guessing if you combo this and the Bounty of the Hunt kill skill, you're going to have your bow being your main source of damage for most of the beginning of the game. Definitely interested in this. At tier 2, going from left to right, we have Affinity. Ability damage is increased, so remember this is going to essentially boost your Eternal Bow as well, so definitely make sure you're going to that. The one in the middle, Spore Cloud. This one's strange. Your mushroom companion will occasionally let one rip, taunting enemies and leaving a poison cloud that deals damage over time. Essentially, this is going to just take the fight off of you. Your spore buddy is going to essentially just take all the damage while also like farting and doing a poison cloud, which is just so Borderlands, so Wonderlands, it hurts my head. And then the third skill is Bullseye. Gun critical hit chance is increased, companion critical hit chance is increased. So this will be just cool if you're like running maybe like an AR like crossbow thing, or maybe like a sniper crossbow, just for like how high the damage is on those. At tier 3, we have Quiver. Holding magazine size is increased, and the Fate Maker's currently equipped weapon regenerates ammo over time. Pretty neat. I kind of like that. Medicinal Mushroom in the middle skill. While the Fate Maker is in Save Your Soul, your Mushroom companion will attempt to revive them. If it does, you and your companion gain increased damage dealt for a duration. So this is nice for like if you're in your fight for your life, Save Your Soul area. Essentially, if you're just having a hard time getting pulled back up, having them come over and grab you and essentially do it, and getting a bonus to damage after the fact is pretty nice. And finally, Windrunner kill skill, increased movement speed and fire rate for a duration. This effect can stack. Going down to tier 4, left to right, we have Thrill the Hunt. Gun critical hits grant increased companion damage for a duration. The effect can stack up to 10 times. Called Shot right in the middle, and while aiming down sights, the Fate Maker gains an ever-increasing amount of increased gun damage and damage reduction. A lot similar to one of Flack's skills in one of his skill trees, where essentially standing in one spot got you that more gun damage. Tier 5, we have Wrath of Nature. When the Fate Maker deals ability damage to an enemy, the affected enemy takes increased damage from all sources for a duration. So again, this will be great for, again, using your bow. Hitting someone once and then knowing the next shot is going to do more damage is pretty nice. And then Headhunter. Gun damage dealt to critical hit areas is increased. Essentially, just like if you got like maybe like an AoE weapon, this might do a little bit more damage, but 1 point might be worth going into. We'll see. And then finally, the Capstone, Play the Angles. The Fate Maker's gun critical hits have a chance to ricochet, dealing reduced ability damage to nearby enemies. Ricochet shots have a small chance to ricochet in additional time. So the fact that this is based off ability damage, we have that early on in the tree, will definitely be worth it. But will I go to this Capstone? I'm not so sure. I might rather multi-class and get a little bit more points out of something else. Thank you so much for stopping by this video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm super excited for Wonderlands. I already have a full early access overview of the classes for the Graveborn and the Stavomancer and my own review. So make sure you're checking that out over here on the channel. Make sure you also follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Byrdman778 using code BYRD at G Fuel checkout. I'm sponsored by G Fuel. They're really cool. They give me a lot of cool flavors I get to try out, and they taste so good. So make sure you're checking them out. All right? Check them out. Do it, please. Anyway, have a great night, day, or whatever it may be.